Welcome to the Rustybug podcast.
Good morning, Rustybuggy. We are here again with podcast number 10, I think. Ooh. And I'm quite very excited about this podcast that we're having today. And as usual, I'm not doing this alone. I am with my co-pilot today. And if anyone does not know my co-pilot, I think I think anyone and everyone who's a part of Rustenburg's community, stakeholders, knows this beautiful lady I'm talking about. I call her Mommy, Monday to Friday. Pam Heibeck, hi, how are you?
Oh, wow, what an introduction. To those of you who don't know me, I am Pam, and I'm delighted to be joining Tupelo in my first podcast. So thank you for that amazing introduction.
Wow, okay. Welcome. I'm quite excited, and I think the reason why I called you in to join us, Pam, is because the guest that we're having is also part of the Rustenburg community, and you know her very well. And I got introduced to her last year. Yes, I only joined Rustenburg last year when she did a wonderful, beautiful play. I think, was it The Wanderers?
It was wondrous, yes.
Yes, and Pam was just telling me so much about her, and I think I'm very excited that she's joining us today. She's not only going to be speaking about the creative arts and the work that she does at Rustenburg Girls Junior, but she's also going to be touching based on what she does outside of Rustenburg Junior. So, ladies and gentlemen, Carey.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Carey. How are you?
I'm amazing. I like to have some audience feedback and applause wherever I go. So it's a nice start to a Monday morning.
I can tell. Listen, I do one of the enrichment, like I was saying offline, that like one of the grade sixes, Pam, was just telling me, we were speaking about your favorite subject, and it was like, my favorite subject or what I love at school is doing drama. And I said, why? And then she said, I love our drama teacher because she nearly, actually, I don't want to say she said like our drama teacher has drama, but like
she's crazy.
But it seems like a much, like the class that brings you so much laughter, joy, and all of that as compared to other subjects. Not to say that maths is boring, but like
there's a freedom. I think for me, one of the things about drama is that, and what I see in the kids, that when they're with you is that what the other aspects that it brings, like confidence and the ability to maybe shine in an area that you don't shine in other areas of school. And in my own personal journey in drama, I ended up being in a play when I was at school, and I didn't expect to even get a part in a play. I didn't expect to be able to do anything, and what it brought to my soul, and something that I still carry to me like 35 years later, the experiences that I had. So it's an amazing subject, and we're very blessed to have Carey in our school. We're very blessed.
I saw what you did there at the Wanderers play. You were actually part of the cast.
Okay, no, I wouldn't say that's my finest acting moment. I was in awe. The green face paint melting down your face did it for me.
Okay, Carey, let's speak about like what you do outside of Rustenburg. Let's just first profile you.
Okay, so I'm a busy fish. I run a college, a small tertiary college called the Cape Academy of Dramatic Art. We have a lot of fun. We grow adults into the acting industry and teaching speech and drama as well. And that takes up a huge chunk of time. Other than that, I've got a private studio where I run loads of private classes. I've got heaps of private students that just are so passionate that they have to have extra drama. And we just have a jewel. So that's awesome. We enter competitions and do shows and things, which is, I think we've unfortunately lost out on a lot of that in the last 2 years. So now it's picking up. It seems to be like wham, back in our faces, and we're really thriving. So that's most of what I do outside of Rustenburg. I fill my time with lots of interesting... and there's also the high school. I work with the high school too. I do their matric final practical performance aspect. So I also do know that you love pottery.
I do love pottery too.
And I often in awe of what Carey creates with her pottery, and I think, how on earth does she find the time? Because I know how very busy your life is.
Yeah, so I go to a pottery class once a week, so I know my husband knows as well. This is time cut out for just me, and I go and stick my hands in some clay and I
throw and I paint and I glaze and I talk absolute nonsense with a group of ladies that it's like therapy, really.
Yeah, no, and you do create some beautiful pieces. Carey, can I ask you, I want you to, in your words, tell us what the role of creative arts in a child, what that plays, how important you think it is.
I think kind of tapping into what Tapelo said earlier, the kids love it. They love being there and they love it for various reasons. I think first of all, it's a subject that offers the freedom to be yourself, the freedom that no other subjects really do allow. So I'm talking about creative arts in general, and obviously drama is my baby, so that's where I focus. It's a hugely creative outlet. There's no right or wrong. So they can just explore and experiment and they kind of grow through that process. And they also have this ability to say what's on their mind through characters, which is quite important. Yeah. So we get to talk about really meaty things. And ultimately, I think there is a huge impact because the creative arts space grows people. It's like we the teachers, the facilitators, are the gardeners. The kids are the flowers growing in the garden. And oh my gosh, do they reach blooming beauty towards the end. It's just such a rewarding process.
Well, that's actually what leading on to my next question is how the arts help children in their child development, like as a child.
So I often speak of super skills. Yeah. So obviously there are lots of little skills that pertain to the specific art form that we are teaching, but the super skills are things like being able to improvise, to think on your feet, to deal with any any situation as it comes to you. Effective communication is really gold, because we communicate with so much more than our voices, and there are so many ways to express yourself, and we kind of tap into that all the time. The other thing that people don't often lean to is the idea of analytical thinking, problem solving. Yeah. We think of that as only sort of your more formal subjects, but drama is huge. If we could actually teach every subject through drama, like you would have amazing, analytical, free-thinking, improvising, imaginative human beings. Everyone needs drama.
Yeah, I want to take it back, Carey, to maybe your childhood and how you got into the space that you're in today. Let's speak about that.
This is an interesting story, actually, because I was a Rustybug. So I was at Rustenburg from sub-A back in the old days all the way to matric.
Sub-A is grade 1 for 2022. What?
Yeah. Where are we? I feel so old. I turned 40 this year. So the wisdom has originally set in. So I had a teacher at Rustenburg Junior called Penny Marek. And Penny was someone we looked up to. We had the same thing I was talking about, the freedom to express ourselves and just be in a creative space with her. And she was such an inspiration. Yep. To a point that I wanted to emulate her. She wore a charm bracelet that jingled and jangled wherever she went. And all I wanted that year was a charm bracelet just like hers. She was a huge mentor. And bizarrely, our paths crossed a little bit later. After school, I headed overseas. I did 4 years in London and then came back to South Africa. And I thought, well, I really want to study drama. So I decided to enroll at UCT, and I'd been accepted, and I was going for that. And then suddenly this little bug just chirped in my ear, and it was, what about CADA, Cape Academy of Dramatic Art? And Penny Marek was there. And later on in my process at junior school, I met a woman called Irene Tobias, and she was Penny's partner within their business. And they did extramural drama at Rustenburg. So I was exposed to Irene Tobias as well. Anyway, a very long story. I can talk about them for ages. But after school, I decided rather than study at UCT, I was actually going to go study this more practical, hands-on approach with them. Yeah. Because they were so dear to my heart. And after they retired, they handed over the reins to me. So it was this full circle. And, in some ways, people say, oh, well, you were definitely groomed. Well, I think that's fantastic. I had a really great ride with them. They were seriously awesome, inspiring people to work with. And
I think like your story would mean so much to girls that are here that actually, and also I know some of your students that have gone on. Yes. Like I look at Jasmine and Bryony and girls that are actually now acting like as a profession, or they're doing it and they started their drama career here. Yeah. So for you, that also must be so inspiring to see people that are following their passion and also that you had you were instrumental in their journey.
And they keep in touch. I love it. They let me know what's going on. I go see them performing. It's so wonderful, especially when I've had them from junior school, because you see that total evolution of a performer. It's fabulous.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Does it ever, this is the question that I've always wanted to ask you, I think. When I look at a TV ad, I look at it from a marketing point of view. Like I'll tell you, like, that's a terrible ad. The message was not there, you know, and I'll tell you when the ad is good and I'll be like, wow, this is so good.
Yeah.
But do you ever look at like, whether movies or whatever like that in that eye and say, when you're looking at it, are you like, no, that's poor acting?
Hello, I am very judgmental. I notice everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. But I honestly don't believe that any movie is bad.
Yeah.
Because there is going to be someone out there that it appeals to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because a genre doesn't appeal to me doesn't mean it doesn't appeal to everybody else. So I am very critical when it comes to the performance aspects.
Yeah.
But I also understand that creating that magic is the job of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So there's basically, you've got from directors all the way down to the little guys working on a set. Everybody has their part to play. Everybody's got that puzzle piece that they can insert into the greater puzzle. So I do appreciate it for the art form it is, whether it appeals to me personally or not. My husband and I often have different opinions when it comes to movies.
Okay, lovely. Let's now talk about the Creative Arts Conference. It's happening on the 9th and the 10th of September. I think last year we saw a great number of teachers, generalist teachers, teachers in the creative arts space. And this year we're quite excited because we're having you as part of our speakers.
I'm excited.
Can we just talk about like what are you going to be speaking about, number one?
Okay.
And what are you looking forward to?
So I'm looking forward to just having a lot of people with similar intentions in the same space. We're going to inspire each other and, learn from each other, not only about cutting edge stuff, but also the tried and tested stuff. And that's actually the area I'm looking at, the more tried and tested. As I mentioned earlier, we've kind of forgot about live performance.
Yeah.
For 2.5 years. It was put on the back burner and our hands were really tied. As creatives, we felt incredibly frustrated. So now, as I said, like things are coming, full tilt. We are being slammed with our Stedfords, various festivals, shows. You'll notice that all the schools are now picking up on school plays again.
Yeah.
They're starting to perform, and there definitely is a benefit to understanding what we have to do to get back into that sphere. What I've noticed, because I've been adjudicating our Stedfords a lot the last couple of years, and it's moved online. So we're trying to stay alive by going digital. And I think it's really important, but we can't lose the audience factor.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, does that impact on the kids, especially if they're performing in front of a camera as opposed to like a live audition or a live Stedford? Because then you would have your judges in front of you. You might even have an audience. You might have parents, which would definitely, I feel, impact on the way that they perform.
It's major. So when you're doing a digital submission, you can re-record 20 times. And honestly, you lose the magic after the first or second time.
Yeah.
What also, what worry me is that then we're striving for absolute perfection in everything that we're doing. There's no room for error because everything you're submitting, it must be perfect.
Yeah, I think we're kind of steering ourselves away from the magic that is live performance, that element of sharing.
Yeah.
So that's important to me. If you are a painter, an artist, and you're painting beautiful pictures, you want people to see those pictures. That's the point of painting.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, it's therapeutic and but you actually need somebody to look at it before you actually know that you've done a good job.
Yeah.
The same applies to a dancer. You can dance alone in your bedroom, but you're not really appealing or sharing the story. Or, we've been doing this for centuries as humans. We tell stories, we stand up, we perform in front of people, and we are sharing, whether it's ideas or stories or just something entertaining. The entertainment kind of is the byproduct of the sharing.
Yeah.
And we've lost that.
Yeah.
So it's so awesome to be able to get back to live performance where the audience is reacting to everything you say, and you get a laugh or you get a gasp, or there's something magical about that. And there's the magic of you do it one time only.
Yes.
And so you're putting all the energy in. There's hype, the nerves are there, they're really real. Yeah. When you're doing it digitally, I think the nervousness isn't as key a player as it could be or it should be.
And from seeing you in the plays that I've watched you direct and that you've written, and also what I love is that when a child does something, especially talking about the junior school, when a child does something and they perform and then they get a reaction on night 1 and it's not the same reaction on night 2, and I love how you prepare them for that actually they don't know what's going to happen. And you'll only get that from a live audience.
I also feel, just on a personal note, from when I was a kid all the way through my life, the audience gives you so much. They feed your soul. And if you don't have them, it seems very cold. Now, that's really the difference between your stage performer and your film or television performer, is there's a magic that you just don't get when you're not on the stage. And some people love that. I'm more the stage performer type. And I think I kind of breed that in the Rustybugs.
Okay, do you want to add in anything? Closing remarks, maybe?
I'm really looking forward to the conference. I think it's good. It's a lovely creative space. I hope everybody that joins in is as passionate as we are, because we believe in creative arts at Rustenburg. It's such a nice, rewarding place to be, because a lot of the time creative arts are seen as unimportant. We can shove it to the back, but actually these are the foundation stones. Like, this is what we need to grow really amazing little humans. So yay for the Creative Arts Conference, but also yay for keeping creative arts alive. It's what makes us tick.
Carey, I want to say thank you to you for what you do, because I think, as you rightly said, it affects all areas of their lives. But I look at girls when they are doing an oral, or when they're doing a presentation, or when they are doing a reading, or standing up in assembly. There are a lot of things that they learn from you in drama, and that really filters into every other area of their life at school. So thank you.
How rewarding. Eh?
Thank you. I must say, Carey, that myself and Pam got a wonderful view.
Yes, we do.
But during drama period, we get to see the girls
outside on our windows.
We get to be that audience.
It is the most. They're doing the grade 7s at the moment are doing Greek theatrical dramas, and there are death scenes, there are love scenes, and everything happens on the lawn outside Mrs. Peterson's office. And I often think, who is seeing all of this, and what are they thinking?
Well, we are part of that audience, and we absolutely love it.
I love it. I'll let the girls know. They'll be totally stoked.
Okay, thank you very much, Carey. We got lucky actually. WCD sponsored 1,000 tickets, and if you would really like to get free tickets on your hands, you can go to www.schoolscape/creative arts, and you can be able to get your tickets there. And then if you are also looking for any inquiries regarding the tickets, the event, you can email Pam Heibeck directly. I think your email address is pamhei@rtjs.org.za, or simply email cac@rtjs.org.za. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Ciao.
Cheers.